The Bitcoin price has just broken the $6,000 region. Are the bulls potentially back in control? And has the bottom potentially just been confirmed? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. Today we're going to discuss Bitcoin and the possibilities that a bullish bottom is forming right now. But not so fast, little James. What may happen here if the bulls lose control? Is there any validity that this could wind up being a bull trap before the next large, potentially gigantic move to the downside? So as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up, alright? So we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice, this is not trading advice, these are only my own opinions, ideas, and speculative hypotheses on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. That being said, let's begin right here on the one-day time frame for Bitcoin. Now, if you are subscribed here, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe right now because I'm covering this action on a daily basis. Now, we've seen that Bitcoin has been stuck in a sideways chopping equilibrium. Very, very dangerous to be trading in here, ladies and gentlemen, because of the whipsaw action both to the upside and to the downside. So if you're playing a strategy looking to mitigate your risk with a stop loss, I mean, chances are, at least over the past several days, you've been stopped out regardless of which direction you've been playing. So personally, I've not been looking for trades in this range right now. We're actually beginning to enter this range here outlined in the red box, where I am beginning to look for potential trading opportunity. Let's discuss. So we can see now, let's go into the 4-hour. Bitcoin has clearly broken above its two prior highs. This is very interesting because if we do draw a pattern here, right, and we take those two prior highs, and then we take a trend line here, drawing the bottom of the wick up, we could see that we pretty clearly have 3 touch points of support along the bottom, and essentially 2 along the top, or 3 if you count this cluster over here, 3 along the top, 3 along the bottom. And what is this pattern right here, ladies and gentlemen? Ding, 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 chicken wings for dinner, tofu if you're vegan. It looks to the dawn to be a classic ascending triangle pattern formation, which can be a bullish pattern. Albeit, I would like to see this more so in an uptrend, but right now, I mean, I'll take it. For what it is, I'll take it. From a bullish perspective, I mean, that's exactly what you want to see. The problem for me now is that we've entered this red box here, and now we have a lot to discuss because the bulls definitely have some work in front of them if this isn't going to wind up being one gigantic bull trap, okay? So you'll notice here that I have the Fibonacci extension targets of the macro swing being this high here and this low here. And we can see that right now, Bitcoin has tested up to this 0.5 fib extension targets, and it is finding rejection right at this level right now. And this shouldn't surprise you. As you all know, the honey hole of Don Carbonaccio falls right there in between the 0.5 and the 0.618 Fibonacci extensions. This one here is at 63.49 and this one here is at 71.48. They also directly coincide here with these prior levels of historic price action support, which may in turn now flip into potential new price action resistance. So we are seeing right now that Bitcoin, upon its first test, is at least being met with some selling, albeit not much right now at the time of recording. Some things to take away here is that this certainly appears to be a rounding bottom, or just like I've stated, an upward sloping slanted support, which has now broken through potential resistance of this microstructure. The problem, though, is that the microstructure has broken, but as I've just shown you, we definitely, on a longer term scale, have a ton of potential old support flipping into new resistance in this range and the Fibonacci extension targets of the golden honey hole for the dawn for a potential trend reversal. Now, some more fuel to the fire. Right here, I have the 50 and 200-day moving averages pulled up. We are looking like we may see a potential classic death cross here, my friends, in the next coming days and or weeks. And this would be the most classic of them all. The 200 slanting downward and the 50 slanting downward for a potential abomination of a death cross there. The most textbook one you could want, right? There's not one that's flatlined or rolling upwards. They are both pointing down, and that is the most bearish type of death cross you can possibly have. Now, those are lagging indicators, right? And we know from past history here that the market, at least the entities that drive this market, love to play games, my friends, with these crosses, right? Look at this one right here. Not as perfect of a cross because we had the 50 slanting downward. You'd ideally want them both going up at the same time or down at the same time. This one, we had it, it wasn't perfect, but look, it was a cross nonetheless, a bearish cross, and then it ripped over 40% up in one day. Then again, over here, my friends, looking like a bullish cross, albeit this one wasn't perfect either, right? We had the 200 slanting down and this 50 was going up, but it was a bullish cross nonetheless. And what happened, my friends? Bang, the bears came in and dumped it off. We've just seen this over and over, right? Especially then even back here before the bull run, when it looked like things could start to potentially get bullish. We have a bullish cross, and then what happens, my friends? Bang, they dropped it down 10% on that very day. So keep it in mind, although right now we are seeing what could potentially be a bearish death cross, don't rule it out of the cards that the entities that love to move this market could actually be pulling some shenanigans here, that we see this cross, people get scared. Oh, Kirby, what am I going to do? My Bitcoins. And then they look to short it and get absolutely wrecked, right? I just want you to keep that scenario possible. But in terms of classical technical analysis, the trend right now hasn't changed at all, in my opinion. We're still below this essentially very potentially strong resistance zone in here. We are seeing that the moving averages are looking quite bearish at this point in time. All we've done is tap an old resistance level here, which has now turned into a new local support. And we are testing back up right now into an old area of support, potentially looking to turn into a new resistance amidst a bunch of other confluences, such as the potential death cross and the 0.618 and 0.5 honey hole of Don Carbonaccio. Let's get this crypto. So now let's look into the RSI as well here. Some more interesting notes here for the bulls. We are seeing that the RSI was very oversold, and we did have a divergence, my friends, right? I mean, this again, I was monitoring this, but the risk in this zone is way too high for me to personally have been taking positions in. The whipsaw action was just heinous. I mean, I can't be looking to take gamble positions in here when the price action is going like this. I mean, it's way too risky. So I did not open positions in here, but there was definitely the creation of a divergence here, right, my friends, where we were seeing the price sticking in lower lows on the price action, but the RSI was going up. You see that, right? Albeit it was small, but it was there. So, speculatively, one could assume, hey, maybe the buy pressure is actually starting to come in, right? We were also seeing a divergence there on the MACD histogram, right? The price moving downwards, the histogram moving upwards, right? You guys see that. So when you see these types of divergences in the indicators in correlation with the price, that can generally give you a sense of, hey, maybe the sell pressure is drying up and the buy pressure is beginning to start to show some true colors. Like I've stated, it was just way too much of a choppy range for me here to do so. So I didn't personally take a position in there. And right now, we have to start discussing, or at least pondering, the possibilities of a bearish rejection inside this range, right? Inside basically anywhere under 7,100. Because for me, my friends, this is the spot where the rejection would occur, right? That's just how I personally see it. It doesn't have to be right, but that's personally where I'm seeing it. And if we are to get through this region, that's when things could start to potentially change, right? As if we are to see the bulls climb above, say, to 7,200 and start to consolidate up above here, above this red box, maybe then, just maybe, this box could finally turn from red then back into green, as it could then become a new potential support box rather than what is a potential resistance box right now. Let's get this crypto. So right now, my friends, I just want you to stay cool, calm, and collected here, because, you know, with this pump in the market right now, I'm seeing a ton of moon boys losing their minds. See, you stunads, you didn't buy the bottom. You didn't buy the bottom. We're going to the moon. If you're thinking like that, I mean, I hope you're not if you're subscribed to this channel, because right here in the house that Don Carbonaccio built, we keep that moon boy hullabaloo garbaggio out of it. This is all about a realistic approach. And right now, you can't lose sight that Bitcoin is in a 3-year bear market, creating lower highs on a macro level over and over and over and over again, breaking down below a critical level of the 6,000 support again. And right now, although we have come back up above this 6K region right now, this to me still is looking like it could be potentially dangerous, my friends. That doesn't mean that this couldn't be the bottom and that we could be headed back, looking to create a macro bull trend. But the trend for me is still certainly in a macro bear trend. I hope that that changes. The problem for me right now is that we do appear to be traveling potentially in a long-term macro channel, right? And if we are to see bounces along the way, it doesn't, take out the fact that Bitcoin right now has struggled with the turmoil in the traditional markets. And today we are seeing the traditional markets are holding up. At least this isn't another debacle of a day in the traditional markets. And Bitcoin has performed quite well. So, I mean, maybe it's because we're seeing the traditional markets not just on a waterfall of a sell-off looking like this, that Bitcoin finally is getting some relief buy pressure. But we're going to have to wait and see, because I am under the belief here that if the traditional markets just continue to sell off, I mean, Bitcoin, at least for, the past month or so, has almost been in a direct price correlation with the selling. So, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. It's too early for me to try and, predict something like that. I'm just going to take it day by day. I just want you all to be well aware that for me right now, this is moving into a trading range here, and I am going to be looking for trading opportunity in this range now. I hope that you guys see the difference for me, that this is more so of a trading range and this in here was not, right? If anything, you would have probably had to have placed a random buy order, not a random is the wrong word, but a pretty optimistic buy order right there at the old resistance, turning into potential new support, and you would have had to have caught that waterfall down like originally, bang, right, you would have already had to have had the order placed there in advance, because if you didn't, I don't see how opening new positions in here, unless you accepted a bunch of risk, I don't see how there was any trading to be had in here. And now we've moved up into a range where I do see potential for better setups, at least in my opinion. So I am going to be looking for potentially high reward, low risk trade setups right here, right now on this very move, my friends. And if you want to see how I'm planning to strategize, to trade this very move and this very specific area, my friends, I'm going to keep you personally updated with all of my entries, exits, targets, positions, trade setup ideas, strategy ideas, all of it exclusively for you in VIP. If you are not already in my VIP, ladies and gentlemen, today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. I will see you in VIP right now after this video. So don't get caught up with little James and Henry the hodler, right? Screaming that this is bullish. The moon, Kirby, we're going to the moon. No assets right now across all of the markets have been going to the moon, right? So it's very difficult to think that Bitcoin, a relatively small market compared to the rest of the markets in the world, very high risk compared to other asset classes, that this is just going to randomly decouple from the rest of the world's sentiment at this point in time and go to the moon. I really have a hard time believing that. So right now, am I optimistic that the bulls could maybe get through here? Sure, I would love to see that happen. But I'm also being realistic that right now we are seeing a bearish confluence zone like no other, my friends. And if this is going to get rejected, there could be some potential short opportunity. If we break through, well, maybe there's going to be long opportunity. Right now, I'm strategizing to crush it to the best of my ability, planning to potentially get this crypto. And my friends, that is what I'm going to keep you personally updated with in VIP. I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Let's get this crypto. My friends, I truly appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you appreciate me. And you could certainly show that appreciation with a thumbs up here on the video today. It really does help the algorithm, and a comment helps the algorithm greatly as well. So I would appreciate any comment. Thank you, Kirby. Get wrecked, Kirby. Kirby. Anything that you guys want. I appreciate a thumbs up and a comment. And yeah, my friends, basically I'm going to keep you updated here on a daily basis, but I will be looking for trading opportunity around the clock, and I post, anytime in VIP. On YouTube, it can only be once per day. So that is why I'm telling you, if you're ready to see all of my trade setup ideas, entries, exits, targets, that's what you'll get from me in VIP. And I'll see you in VIP right now after this video, my friends. Okay, so subscribe. Tick the little bell, select all so that you get all my notifications here. I will be covering this action as it unfolds. Market conditions are juicy. The dawn is ready to strike like a cobra out of the grass and get this crypto. And I hope you are as well, my friends. So that being said, I will see all of you in VIP right now after this video. Let's get this crypto. And until next time, the dawn has spoken. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.